Greetings, greetings. Good morning. Sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, aka Kwasa Peaceful Eating. So I wanted to check in with you this morning. I'm feeling so much. I don't know. I'm feeling really, really extra good this morning and extra hydrated. So I've been playing around with some recipes. I put little short clips up. I put something yesterday of a dish that I made that was actually really delicious and really satisfying with some local ingredients and a lot of herbs that I found in my garden. I was also really excited about the flowers, the different flowers that I found, the birds of paradise. Yesterday, the ishkanan and some other weeds, using them, so-called weeds, using them for flower arrangement. So if you're new to this channel, welcome to this channel. This is Body-Culinary. I am a chef, a nutrition coach, a mother, a professional chef, and an author. And on this channel, what I share is encouragement to cultivate a movement practice. I encourage everyone to grow something, even if you are in a small apartment. I also encourage folks to what I like to call peaceful consumption. No labels, not necessary. But a way of eating that is surrounded, based in whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and fresh ground spices. So whatever labels you want to do, rock out. I also share my journey of radical self-acceptance. Greetings, you up early. Been up for a while. So those are the things that I share on this channel. Sidebar, I am one of those folks that have been blessed with very fine textured Afro cottony crown. So whatever kind of flower you are, rock out. Whatever your color, whatever sprouting out your head, I invite you to, wow, the sun is like right here coming up. It is so, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. See, this is why I like to get up early. I'm even a little blinded from the sun is coming up. This is why I like to get up early, so you can always catch the sun coming up. These are things that we can do that can really calm us, fortify us, ground us. We have access to them, and they are absolutely free. So as I'm moving around this early day, my contemplation was this morning, just how much comparison drives you up. And when I mean comparison, right? If I take this hair, right, and I compare it to everything else, I'm going to wind up turning off the screen or moving away from the screen, or continuing to scroll on the screen. If I'm paying attention, there's a whole thought process going on, right? If you listen, and a lot of times we're mindless, it's just automatic pilot. That's how human beings, most of us, are functioning. And I will most likely feel dejected, down, robbed of energy, robbed of motivation from comparing myself to somebody. I can't look like you. I love Valerie June's hair. I'm never going to have that hair. So I have made a conscious decision to, greetings. I have made a conscious decision to sit with myself, right? We think of meditation, and I've gone to ashrams and meditated per se for many years. At some point, with all the money I've spent on workshops, self-improvement, self-help, ashrams, retreat, 30 años, right? About 30 years. There's something one time that clicked. Not that I won't read anymore. I love reading. But I felt like I don't really feel like I don't feel like I need religion at this point. I don't feel like I really even need so much books at this point. This is somebody that spent most of my life, ever since I got my first job, taking a portion of my check, inspired by Malcolm X, one of my first really good books without pictures, and taking a portion of my check to buy books. And I had that dictionary still. It's about this thick, an old dictionary, one of my first books. And I wrote in it, I have to educate myself, because I had a picture in my mind of Malcolm X in jail educating himself. So I have, it's as a value. I felt very deeply, intuitively, that, okay, if I can't access this or school, I can't travel, I can always get access via books. So thank you. When somebody says I have nice skin, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful to these tomatoes and these cucumbers and these living foods. Nobody can't tell me nothing about no living foods. So y'all have to find your path. But I'm telling you, I spent money on Proactive, benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, all of that stuff. Because when your skin is looking crazy, you get desperate. Then I spent on everything in the health food store to no avail. You want to know what healed my skin? Fresh, whole, living, unprocessed fruits and vegetables as a lifestyle. Sometimes folks want you to tell them something else more complicated. People want me to tell them, let me get my pen and paper so I can write all of these products. I'm going to say, that's why I can save you some time. Just, you don't have to, I'm not telling any grown folks what to do. But I'm just saying, I just love the fact I can feel my skin breathe. I don't have to wear makeup. I don't have to wear concealer. I sit in an active, not to say I may never want to play, but I've retrained my eyes so I can appreciate, right? This is what I'm saying. I don't have any styling gel or anything on my hair. When the hair is clean, not one drop of oil, you see, it refracts light a certain kind of way. The sun is coming up. So it has a shine to it. It's not other people's hair. It's not. My skin at 20 is not going to be 30. It's not going to be 40, but I can have the best possible skin for my age. That's why over here, beauty is your what? Number one health product. Your number one beauty product. In addition to relaxation. So this morning I'm just thinking about how much, like, again, I'm just humbled by how much, even with all this intellect, right? I'm saying it, but sometimes when you're quiet, you get the same lessons on a deeper level. You get a deeper level of comprehension. How much of this subconscious is running on automatic pilot? This comparison thing, although I can find some inspiration if I'm looking at somebody else's channel, if I'm looking at the internet, almost imperceptibly, like lightning speed, you can be comparing yourself. I can be comparing myself to colleagues in the fitness industry, colleagues and other trainers that I have been working with for years and see their successes. And you could like listen to yourself cussing or blah, you could hear there's a comparison. I'm like, wow, if you listen to your thoughts, like, what is that? To me, that's programming. And so to me, I say it dries you up. It dries up your motivation. It dries up your juice. And your juice first comes from a mindset, your state of mind, your state of being. People want to diet, but you're eating from your state of being. If your state of being is anxiety, and if you listen slowly, and if you it's so subtle, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Who you say you are, that's your mentality, that's your whole being, that's your essence. That's what's driving a lot of our subconscious behaviors. Overeating, all kinds of stuff. But it's happening almost imperceptibly at like lightning speed. So I value relaxation. It's not that I'm relaxed every moment of the day because I'm human like everyone else. I just am more aware and I make an intention. I endeavor to be aware so I can calm down, like to be protective of my peace of mind, right? Because if I don't have peace, I'll be eating myself into the graveyard. And I'm like, that I'm not going to do. There's certain things that I'm just not going to do at this point. And it took years for me to get there, but I feel grounded. And I'm so, oh my gosh, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So whoever you are, whatever your path is, I can tell you this, like shortcuts. Learn to see patterns, stand back objectively. Like if I'm standing there looking at you, as your coach, your consultant, I have another set of eyes than you do. We don't see ourselves objectively. Which is why for years, I always keep some kind of coach in my back pocket. I don't play that. I like to do what works. And we want a quick laxative. You want a quick recipe. I'm telling you, you don't have to take my word for it. It's this. You can take 20 laxatives. Right? You can take 4 colonics, binge purge. It's not getting to the root. It's not getting to the root of us not feeling grounded. It's not getting to the root of the anxiety, right? And the stress and the anxiety and the nervousness, like nervous tics, has us eating ourselves to death and doing all kinds of things to ourselves very robotically, actually, if we think about it. And it does have pictures, images, emotions, tones, old conversations, things that we've seen that we can't unsee. All of that stuff is packed down into our subconscious. So my thing is like, okay, if that's the deal, that's how it's working. I didn't make up the game. I'm likely not to change it, right? I didn't set it up. So how can I make it work to my advantage? And I tell you all the time, like with water. Water as my English client would say. If I know that, we're lazy, I'll put an attractive glass and I'll put it somewhere where I have to pass it. And every time I have to go past this glass and it's attractive, I'm going to drink it. So I like to be a strategist. Strategy works for me. Do you have support? Things that are supportive? Do you make your environment supportive for yourself so that you have something else to set your eyes on, something that's going to draw your eyes to it? Things that in the garden, some people consider weeds. I found beautiful flowers in there. Are you surrounding yourself with beauty? Are you making your life right now enjoyable without having to go shopping every 10 seconds? If all of your peace and your relaxation has to rely on something outside of yourself, that's a setup. That's like in order for me to be beautiful, if I have to get the curl activated, if I have to slick my hair down, if I have to have on jewelry, if I have to have on makeup. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a setup there. So I'm looking at like the undertones. Wow, the sun coming up is so beautiful. I'm looking at the undertones of what's being sold to me. And I need to relax so I can feel myself and relax. So a blemish or something comes up and out that maybe I put in my body years ago can come up and out. Because your body knows what to do. It's very intelligent. It's very intelligent. It will cleanse and heal on its own. If you just stop stuffing it and retoxing and pounding down the substances masquerading as food as a nervous habit and doing it in groups, like smoking a cigarette. Isn't this cute? Let's smoke some cigarettes together. I ain't knocking you. You smoke no cigarettes, child. You got to do your thing. You got to knock yourself out. I am not judging. That's not my job. But if we're going to smoke, think about it. Make your face all wrinkled up, drying your skin up. That's a mentality. Even overeating heavy, raw treats. Most of your body is what? Water. So I put food on my face. I don't have no apologies about putting food on my face. I've had folks at the gym, one of the high-end gyms, one of my colleagues, another trainer was laughing. What are you doing? Putting food on my face. And it's working for me. See, I don't care. Impressing people, that don't work for me. 2 people come on this page, 3 people. I'm just doing what I'm called to do, what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like it's in alignment. That's good enough for me. So I'm keeping it real simple out here. I'm just really, really grateful. I'm just enjoying my little fine cotton. It grows. You know, the hair and the skin is like, could you please leave me alone? He's telling us something. Leave me. If you don't leave me alone, I'm going to go away and never come back. That's what the hairline a lot of times is saying to us. There's no grease. No, this was an epiphany to me. No oil, no nothing. And my skin is clean. In my scalp, not itching, no nothing. No styling, Joe, no nothing. Water, tie it down. See, we just be creative. We're creative for our jobs. We're creative in finding solutions for everyone else. We can be creative and just exploring. It's like, exploring. Somebody that really cares about you and got your back. That's how I'm looking at the relationship itself. He's like, you know what? All these other folks wasn't treating me right. I don't really have my best interest. Let me check this one out here. Let me retrain my eyes because this one over here got my back. See, that's how I'm feeling about my hair and my womb and my spleen and my kidney, my liver. Let me invest some time and energy and some quality care and who's giving me something back where it's going to be reciprocal. No reciprocity, red flag, right? And who do we have to walk around and be with all the time? I think all of us, but I can definitely say as a woman, I suspect maybe for men and it plays out differently, but as women, that haunting fear, even in relationships of being alone, these are primal fears. Has anyone looked up the 6 basic fears yet? It's no joke. We're not taught this stuff in school, but this fear is riding us to an anxiety because in the absence of fear, and as humans, maybe we'll always have fear, but when you can neutralize the fear and you can relax, you can be in acceptance. You can be in acceptance of maturing gracefully. You can appreciate healthy working body parts. You can appreciate, it's like looking at something from another new set of eyes. and having your own back and allowing yourself to mature gracefully with vitality, with play, with fun. It's a different channel. That's the best way I can describe it. Love this lifestyle. I'm not knocking anybody else's lifestyle. If anything I say resonates, you can try it on for size. But I invite you to consider, this is like over 30 years in the game. Every kind of diet, raw foods, whole living foods introduced to in the early 90s. Nobody else was really interested. Not many, maybe some generations above me. My mentor introduced me to it. Shout out to Queen of Four and Arise Lathan at her birthday celebration. First time I tasted living foods, and I was like, I didn't think the food looked impressive at that time. And I was like, what the heck is that? And I tasted it. I was like, whoa, what is that? And I went ripping around the city looking for it. He opened a restaurant at one point on Flatbush Avenue. And I remember him saying all the time, when it's cold, I'm out of here. I'm going to Jamaica, whatever. And he's been consistent ever since. So you got to find what your calling is. I don't know what that is. In the absence of labels, get grounded, quiet, and just not comparing or noticing, right? Not fighting, but noticing if there's a tendency to compare yourself with other people. You can't be me. I can't be you. All of us have some kind of gift. So I'm with like, get calm and quiet intentionally so you can hear and be guided by your own divine, onboard, innate intelligence that you and I were born with that supersedes any pastor, minister, religious icon, political icon, healer. Every one of us was born with a divine intelligence. I learned so much about my health and wellness. Oh, that's wonderful, Pink Rod. I'm glad to hear that, And so on this next phase, for those folks, a lot of folks have been contacting me about the Cocoon, and that process has been like very small and individual groups. So I am working on the schedule for common sense nutrition and also effective fitness. So it doesn't matter if you're living in a room. If folks in prison can do it, you could do it too. But you just want to do it in a more beautiful space. So I'm all about practicality, and I've worked with folks from all different demographics. And in any event, taking out all the guesswork, cutting out the guesswork, cutting out the distraction so you can feel good about yourself and you can understand why you may have perhaps been exercising and not seeing results. Understanding how you can work around injuries or rehab yourself intelligently right from your house, right from wherever you're paying rent or mortgage. So I've been working on the schedule to something that will work in anticipation of me gearing up to travel soon. I want to make sure that I'm able to accommodate folks. So if you haven't already, if you're interested, you may want to waitlist, or if you'd like to work with me or in the Cocoon process or take part in those classes, you can contact me at info@body-culinary.com, and you can put your name on the wait list, join the email list, but you can also be specific in terms of what you're interested in. So common sense nutrition. And I'm going to tell you straight up front, I'm not going to be an advocate of 20 million powders and all kinds of extracts. Over here, we're focusing on whole, fresh, unprocessed foods. That's it. I'm not going to coddle folks, and everything is not going to be mac and cheese and all. I'm not doing it. I could. It's just not me. And I'm not one. You got 20 million people and 20 million channels to help you gorge. So there's lots of delicious food. That's not what we're doing. We're cutting out the guesswork. And the beautiful thing is, there's something I call the sweet spot. The sweet spot is where you don't have to concern yourself anymore about dieting. Just like we took this off the table, not worrying about this anymore, that's another big thing, taking it right off the table, right? And that's a process of finding what works for you, right? Everyone's body is different. Someone may have a more frail body type. My big son, he's got a whole other kind of appetite. A couple, husband and wife, different needs and requirements. So you can adjust the amounts and the times and all. You can adjust that for yourself. So common sense nutrition. We're going to cut the guesswork out. So instead of everybody selling you 20 million supplements, you'll be able to identify what's in your food, recreational or not. Is everything just a party in your mouth and you're not eating anything to actually support your immune system or to nourish your skin or to help your skin heal? So I'm going to provide the education. I'll be a catalyst and the support, and you're going to answer a lot of your own questions if you're open to that process. So that's going to be common sense nutrition and effective fitness. We're going to cut the guesswork so you can build an active lifestyle, and you can take it as far as you want to. You can get as toned as you want to. You can resculpt your body in a safe, sane way, but we are going to cut the guesswork out of it. So most likely effective fitness will be twice a week. Common sense nutrition will be twice a week. There's going to be a workshop coming up for families and children, because I've had folks request for me to work with children. But I'm going to tell you straight up, children don't what? And I'm putting this on a t-shirt. Children do not buy groceries. Everybody, let's chime in, choir. Children do not buy groceries. So, I'm always talking about activating the ways of the mothers, reactivating the ways of the mothers and the grandmothers. I'm about that life. That's me. Great Grandma Jean, Great Grandma Mackie, Grandma Lou. Children don't buy groceries. And principle over here is eat your own food. My grandma said, if I want garbage, I mean me on garbage. But we're not going to be eating garbage. We're going to be eating for what? Beauty, vitality, longevity, and mood. All my 20s and 30s and something like that. Insurance now. You don't have an inkling about menopause. We're not thinking of the connection to, nobody ever talks about this, and maybe this will be another video, talks about the relation to different things that we need to do with our body to, I'm just saying, y'all have a clue. You don't have a clue. Nobody's going to talk about it while we're chasing tail in retail. This is definite 401k, so you can be comfortable in your body. You don't have a clue what's coming down the pipeline. So the last thing we want to be thinking about, young women, is putting our bodies, our wombs, our fallopian tubes, our energy, our juiciness in harm's way, because you're going to need everything that you got. You need all your body parts intact. There's enough stuff already going on in the environment. So when you're dealing with some of these things, because we want to be making deposits now. I invite you, I implore you, because I don't tell grown folks what to do. That's not my blah business. But I implore you to make investments in your health. Invest in your education. If not with me, with somebody else. Find something, get some education, and then ultimately you are 100% responsible for yourself and your body. Not me, not the doctor. So that's your food, right? People will come and complain and run from channel to channel. And only you know what you're doing or not doing consistently. And I could tell you, folks don't want to hear this. It's not popular. But a lot of us in our quiet anxiety, we're not really honest. More so than honest, because the ego can't take that, right? We're not accountable. We're not accountable to everything that we put in our mouth. Everything you put into your body, everything and everyone you let into your womb, you give access to your breast, and they're not breastfeeding, and you give access to your psyche, is taking a withdrawal and making a deposit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so appreciated. Thank you. Folks are making, and some of it's ignorance, and some is just folks it's the wild, wild west out here. Folks are making a withdrawal, and don't hate me. I hope you don't hate me. I'm not gonna put it out there. You take it how you take it. I don't mean no harm, but a lot of it we are allowing. Some of it in ignorance, some of it due to trauma. But this is not the time to go by folks, companies, words, vetting process. Get you a vetting process for anything going past your nice little lips. Vetting process. What's your litmus test? What is a qualifier for something you will let pass the lips and something you don't let go past your lips or your hips, or who you letting into your door? into your sacred space where you come to rest your head if you're paying rent or mortgage. I don't care if you got a room. What's your litmus test? I don't care how nice and how fine. I told you I dated a beautiful African professional bodybuilder. Shout out to you, bro. What's your litmus test for who you letting in? And sometimes out of desperation, or you might feel like, I'm being a good girl, but I ain't getting no attention. Can't beat them, join them. Don't do that. Don't jack yourself up. I'm telling you. And for us to continue to portal human beings here, all right? Because we're responsible too. We like to talk about menfolk, but we are portaling human beings that are tiny human beings for a short period of time, that if we know we cannot provide them stability, not just money, mental stability, emotional stability, that also goes beyond you, we're also accountable for that. So maybe, I'm just saying, I don't know everything. We might want to think about getting our parent on and put some qualifiers in place and not bringing human beings here who we can't handle. We're not equipped. Unpopular opinion. I'm just saying, this might save somebody some heartache. We're bringing folks here. We have an accountability too to who we are allowing into your sacred womb. Because they look good? No, some could be looking great on the package and rotten on the inside. Don't mean you no good, and you can't go by words. Consistent behavior only. That's for politicians, somebody peddling products to you. Don't just read the ingredients. Read the ingredients. Listen to your divine, onboard, innate intelligence. Because we don't trust it, because we're not listening to it on a consistent basis. It's going to give you an uneasy feeling in your stomach. But you look at the music videos and you overlook it. Or you listen to it, your homegirl said, who has lackluster results or is not in your situation, and you ignore the inklings, your own divine, on-board, innate intelligence you were born with. So I'm just saying, if it don't resonate, please leave it right here. Respectfully, leave it right here. I'm just saying, this ain't the time anymore. So just all of this comparing yourself to, don't even compare yourself to me. I guarantee everybody in this live, I saw you right now, we all have unique features. Look in the mirror. Go get your mirror. Maybe I always got projects going on. Go get you some nice carries and some little, those things they put on your nails in the salon, and glue it around the mirror and make you a nice little mirror. Menfolk, give one to your daughter. Make one for your daughter. Make it like a little project. Do it with your daughter. See, I'm a strategist. I am a mother. Get you a nice mirror. Go to the discount store, get a nice mirror, white or black mirror, and glue some carry shells around with some little studs, and do your mirror work. Ask yourself, am I willing to put you in harm's way? Am I willing to risk you healthy breasts? I like you attached to me. Thank you. Thank you. I want to keep everything I got to the best of my ability. This body it's a self-healing mechanism. Just like our womb space is self-cleansing. It cleans on its own. We're sticking too much stuff up in the womb. To be quite honest, nothing really belongs up there. All these different things that we're sticking up in it as a quick fix. But we're not getting to the root of what we're putting in. Everybody wants more recipes. Before we get to the recipes, before we get to the recipes, let's get to the mindset. Recipes work out in my sleep. That's not a problem. We want to keep coming back and doing the same thing over and over and over because we want to get to another level. Your body can keep developing and being refined until you check out off of this planet. I'm telling you, there's been folks that have done bodybuilding, all kind of competitions, gymnastics into their 90s, but it's consistency over time. So it appears globally that value doesn't hit home for us until it's crisis, and then we're relaxed with it. Your best investment is yourself. You can buy less clothes and invest in your blueberries and in your food. How many of y'all got some exercise and some bands and some juices and stuff that's got laundry and stuff on it that you're not even using? I have never been to a client's house that doesn't have all kinds of fitness equipment, and juices, stuff they have in wedding registries, gift that they're not even using. Now, maybe I'm just talking to myself. So get yourself ready if you're going to be participating in the Cocoon. The Cocoon, I'm going to tell you right now, is early risers. So the early riser gets the prize. I'm just saying. Efficient fitness and common sense nutrition most likely is going to be around lunchtime, and then African dance and sculpt and all of that good stuff. That's most likely going to be right after the Cocoon. So I'm working to refine the schedule so that I can still travel and work with my other folks. Some other folks are also visiting from the States. Anyone that wants to, and I can only accommodate, no offense to the brethren, at this point I can only accommodate women. Unless it's couples, I can make recommendations if you want to come down to visit. I can make recommendations for local places for you to stay. But if there are women that want to do either a virtual retreat, which is a whole day with me, or if you want to come down for 3 days, anywhere from 3 days to a week, then you're free to contact me at info@bodyculinary.com. So mangoes are approaching. So in celebration of my birthday month, woo! I prefer to spend my money on the best organic living foods. Hello. I'd rather spend I take my chance with my juicer and my movement. That's what I'm saying. I trust Grandma Lou. My goal is to stay out of the doctor's office. Now, I have common sense. My goal is all the time. I'm not waiting for this to boost my immune system. That's an ongoing process. So if you spend all this money on juicers and exercising, and your skin, then why we let any old thing that's raggedy up into our womb? There are certain things that we are allowing, and we are waiting. We're waiting for validation. We're waiting for permission. We're waiting for an apology. You're already late. Not likely. This is not the season to continue to invest your valuable, precious life energy in what has been demonstrated doesn't work. This is not the time to keep moving the same way in a pattern, because we have responsibility in dysfunctional relationships, right? That's a tremendous source of stress, and I invite you to consider. And I don't know what people's situation is. I could dig it. Been there. You may be someplace where you can't exit, but the main thing you have that you're responsible for, that you have, is you. So by hook or crook, whatever you got to do, you know what I'm saying? That's on you to get grounded in peace, so that you're not constantly triggered by other people. And that's not easy. That's not easy. But it can be done. And that's on you. So support works. One of my biggest tools. Living foods, one of my biggest tools. My movement practice, one of the things that brings me the most joy. So that dish yesterday, I just wanted to put something together really quickly, because sometimes I move in the spirit. I was just really grateful that I could walk outside and I could pick some herbs. You can grow herbs. Even if you're in a colder climate or a zone, by the way. You should be looking for those folks in the Cocoon, looking up what your zone is, to see what your growing zone is, what area of the states that you're in. So I was very grateful that I didn't need a recipe. That was all done creatively, and it was very satisfying and was beautiful without 20 million fake meats and all these artificial products, right? So for me, a distinction, the ways of the grandmothers and the grandmothers, principle is to take one thing and flip it from the whole fresh living ingredient, because those are the things that are really going to nourish our immune system. And then in the spirit of this other vision I have around Afronomics and Afroflowernomics, this unique beauty stamp, I want you all to consider, because there are going to be some things coming up around there too. I want you to consider and to envision that every mode of production that goes to beautifying this, the packaging, are we all able to grow it? Because that's what I'm moving towards. All the women that I'm networking with, are we all growing a stash, right? Because I used to like, Grandma, how come Grandma is always sending a jar of seasoning over there? And then it seemed like Smalley, she said the same jar of seasoning back. I was like, why do they do? I can never understand. I understand now why they do that. Smalley might have a lime tree. My grandmother might have aloe or have this bush or this herb. And they had their way of flavoring it. They would send stuff back and forth. Carry this for Smiley. And then she said, carry this for Lou. They send like packages back and forth by the grandchildren, and you can't walk past somebody's house without saying good morning, good afternoon. All of this stuff to me is like, is so much, there's so much built into our culture. There's some things that we need to let go. Just my personal perspective, where a lot of the rap music is, I can't even consume it. But there are many things that are strong in the diaspora in our culture. Whether you're from Haiti or Haiti or Jamaica or Barbados, or you from down south, that's why I say Afro, because it's a unifying factor, right? We have different cultural nuances even within the diaspora. And I ain't ashamed, I will learn from anybody. If it's workable, I'm going to learn something, because a lot of folks took and patented a lot of inventions that we made, right? So I don't have no butter beans about sharing knowledge and information. So anyway, I just want to invite you to take a moment to relax and to get grounded. Get your mirror. Maybe keep your mirror before you pick up and open up these screens, right? Because we are highly programmable. That's a fact. Look around. I'm not making it up. We're easily influenced and we're very triggered. And for the folks that, working on their skin and then working on your weight, I invite you to consider, before you ask me for laxatives or you consider dieting, I invite you, right, because we're going to do a lot of unpacking that in terms of shadow work and what I call shadow food work, to get to the root of a lot of our behaviors. And that's uncomfortable. It could be confronting, because I've had folks have out-of-body experiences during personal training sessions around nutrition, because it's more socially acceptable for us to stuff ourselves, and we may not want to acknowledge that many of us are using the foods that we're eating as a form of medication. Not me. I'm a holy roller. I'm religious. I'm spiritual. I'm knowledgeable. I'm conscious. Not me. I'm vegan. So we may not want to acknowledge that we're using the food to medicate. Yeah, we need nutrition. We don't need all the party in the mouth. That's not to say you won't have pleasure, but just something to consider. So I'm inviting you all to create a great day on purpose, one that you can be proud of, because you walk around with you. I'm not there with you, so you know what's going on in your quiet moments. See, I'm the type of person, back in the day, I knew about eating too much, a big bag of organic, and I was like, I'm playing games with myself. I have many times bought something full price and walked by a garbage can and dropped it right in the garbage can. But that's just me. Holding myself accountable, like, listen to what's going on, to be aware of the mindless behavior. It's mindless because we're humans. A lot of times we're going on automatic pilot. So you're always welcome. Let me know what you think respectfully in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with someone who could use some value. Feel free to support the channel. Feel free to support the channel and mark your calendars if you're interested in coming down for a visit that is focused on you, with some comfortable shoes, because we do a lot of walking. There's a lot of beautiful stuff to see, some beautiful monkeys and iguanas, and my birthday fruit, mango season, approaches. So feel free, if you want to do something other than pina coladas, throw your roller skates, knee pads if you need them, inside your knapsack or your little suitcase, and let's get it popping. And then those folks that are interested in visiting the Garifuna people to see some more about culture here, that is a whole nother part of the process. So do let me know. info@bodyculinary.com. Create a great day on purpose. See you soon.